man.
Oh my God. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot. Oh my God.
Is that bullshit?
I think not. Let me show you what I got. This beat is so hot.
Hey, yo, who made it?
I think not. Oh my.
We're actually on time tonight. Can you believe it? I can't either. You know the rules or the back, relax, grab some popcorn and an umbrella because it's gonna be wet tonight. Let's just get right into it because we got a lot, and I mean a lot to go over. Yo, hopefully everything is all balanced out. We had a little bit of an audio issue in the beginning. You know, the song wasn't played loud enough for whatever reason. Nonetheless, though, what's up? This is the 5FIRacing.com Twitch channel. That's F5, the number 5, FIRacing.com. You put that in the URL and it'll take you to this beautiful website here where you can go ahead and explore and check out and click on any little thing you see here. For now, we're just gonna go right into it and hit up SimGrid. We're in the winter series tonight. And what we want to see is the standings here. I'm just double and triple checking that these races are still valid, you know. We have Albert Guiana in a P1 with 243 points. This is for the BMWs. Jeff Spangler right behind, not far behind. He's in P2 with 236 points. Guiana slowly but surely getting away. Joshua Worley not far behind them. He has 204 points. Sitting in P3. Kyle Hirsch is in P4 with 193 points. Noah McComber, P5 with 190 points. And this is where we start to drop in the points drastically. Boogie White is in P6 with 150 points. Pierce Hanley is in P7, 141 points. Daniel Hirsch is chillin' in P8 with 102 points. James Pierre Reed, P9, 99 points. And Ryan Garrity, P10, 81 points. This is for the BMWs. We go to the GT4s, the gold splits. Or that's how they're labeled. Professor Chronotis is in P1 as well as Alex Hansen. They are both tied for P1. Alex Hansen right now in P2 based on positioning. But to be honest, they're both tied in P1 because they're equal in terms of race wins or whatever. Nonetheless, Chronotis is P1, Alex Hansen P2, not far behind, and Dennis Kodachuk, check him out, P3, 223 points. GT4s is getting quite exciting. Still way too close to count for both classes. Dr. Porkchop is in P4 with 188 points. Zach Manriquez, P5, 77 points. 177 points, excuse me. Justin Beachley, P6, 160 points. Jacob Myrie, P7, 159 points. Demontes Barkis, P8, 150 points. Mike Dobbs. Have I been saying Dubs this whole time? Dobbs. P9, 105 points. This is where it drops the points considerably. And then rounding us off in P10 is Todd Murphy with 94 points. So P1 to P8 is a fairly close-knit group. Couple wins and you can land yourself at the top easily. So that's quite exciting there. If we go and check out the recap, it was also quite exciting and quite long. We got 15 minutes worth of footage just because of how much action there was. I try to shorten it down as best as possible and capture only the highlights. As you'll see up here in the front, you have Chronotis and Kodachuk getting into a little bit of a scramble there. I'll show you an overhead view of this just so you can see exactly what happened. Our two drivers are basically trying to avoid potentially crashing, and one was able to get away, the other one and not so much. So I believe that was Alex Hansen and the tippy top over there, P1 currently. He was able to evade. Our other driver was not, and he got himself involved into a scuffle. Going to the back though, you had the BMWs. They were fighting it out lap 1. Kyle Hirsch and Gienna there, already going head to head. Noah McComber going off in the grass. As you have Chronotis trying to zoom on by in Team Swifty's livery right there. We had a yellow flag here with Alex Hansen and Justin Beachley here. What exactly happened? Well, Beachley just clipped him just a tiny bit in the rear, and they both ended up going in the dirt or in the gravel. Hansen hitting the wall just a tad little bit. An unfortunate incident there. Luckily though, they both rejoined the track fairly safely. Both lost a lot of positions. Chronotis and Mike Dobbs, they were battling it out here as Chronotis was gonna go on the outside following the line, and last minute saw that Dobbs was letting him get the position, so he quickly got back in line, got the position, and started driving on. Dobbs keeping up fairly closely behind, trying not to avoid him. Anyone have a sponge for tonight? Dude. Check the pits maybe. Yeah, Jacob Myrie and Professor Chronotis battling it out here. Chronotis getting Myrie on the inside, as I believe we'll see this another time. At least one more time if I recall correctly. And nonetheless, that was a pretty good move. Justin Beachley and Jacob Myrie got into a quick overtake session here as Myrie goes a little bit too wide and Beachley's able to seize the opportunity and overtake from the outside. Unfortunate for Jacob. Not very unfortunate. Very fortunate for Justin there. Dennis Kodachuk coming back from dead last. He's fighting his way to the very top. He's starting to battle it out with Mike Dobbs here. And as they go side by side, he manages to overtake him. I'm pretty sure Dobbs here allowed him or let him get that corner. Probably saw that he was significantly faster, did not want to hinder him. Instead, probably just keep up with behind him, which is what he's doing right there. Worley had a little incident here. Got a little squirrely and smashed into the wall as a Jeff Spangler right there is easily gonna get through him. Worley just gave up that position. Unfortunate for him. Especially during the beginning of the lap where if he had a significant amount of damage, he had to eventually go in for repairs, which was not the greatest. Especially so early on. Noah McComber and Daniel Hirsch, these two were battling it out and they were doing it quite extensively here during this lap and lap 8. Daniel Hirsch is in front. He goes a little bit too wide. McComber has the run on the inside, as you'll see there. Both of them side by side in the chicane of death here. McComber rough. Daniel also rough. How they didn't lose control of the car there is beyond me, but nonetheless, McComber able to overtake him, has the better speed there. Daniel Hirsch though not giving up without a fight. Tries to do a cheeky little dive to hold off the position swap. And McComber just goes a little bit more wide, keeps his speed, and manages to complete the overtake after that. A long battle. What felt like was half of the race there. Half of the track. Alex Hansen overtaking Daniel Hirsch, but Daniel Hirsch doing a switchback there. Hansen though, that top speed on just the GT4s are just significantly faster compared to the BMWs. You'll see here, he just walks Daniel. Lap 13, you had Hansen and McComber fighting it out this time. And Hansen manages to fight alongside and complete the overtake after, I believe that was turn 6, where they head into the U-turn. Switch back there. Jeff Spangler in lap 14 battling it out with Gienna here. Gienna goes way too wide, loses out a lot of positions there. And in the sidelines, you had a Dr. Porkchop, I believe, overtaking Jeff Spangler on the inside. So lots of action in lap 14. Continuing, Porkchop was trying to overtake Kyle Hirsch here, which, because he's in the GT4, he's going to easily get by him. And he does it right before the chicanes here. Nice move, good driving. Great way to not hinder anyone's lap here. Up here. Jeff Spangler and Justin Beachley fighting it out here. So Not so much as a fight as a trying to get by. As Beachley takes the inside. Spangler uh, couldn't put up a fight. I mean, he's in a different class. Yeah, there's nothing much. On this one, though, you had Kyle Hirsch giving Beachley a little run for his money there. Was getting quite close to the chicanes there. Be able to take right before, though. Good driving. Could have been a hairy situation. Lap 18. Jeff Spangler and Alex Hansen are trading positions here. Alex Hansen gets the inside. Spangler stays out on the right. And just tries to get as much dropped as possible and follows right behind. Dennis Kodachuk catching up. Lap 20. In a conga line here. Ignore the overtaking Dr. Portov. There was a glitch there that you probably caught right there. He ends up overtaking Daniel Hirsch. Alex Hansen right behind him, and I believe that's Noah McComber, but I could be wrong. Him and Jeff Spangler have nearly identical liveries to me, so on that. The Montes Barques, we're traveling back in time because we were in lap 20. I'm ordering these wrong. This is lap 19, and now going into lap 20. Ends up overtaking Joshua Worley there before turn 1. And get in turn 2. Lap 20. No, Macomer and the Montes Barques. Barques basically going to try to get by him. Macomer has the inside line for this corner. Gives us a position, and it looks like they make contact there. Looks like Barques was flying down just a little bit too much because he lost a little bit of grip there. Macomer not able to realize what was happening in time and ends up clipping it. Luckily though, not too much damage. He was able to get back in the race and end up overtaking Worley once again, and eventually end up cleanly overtaking Macomer. So, no harm, no foul. Eventually he tries to make that overtake on the guy up front, being Daniel Hirsch. Which, spoiler alert, is right here. Daniel Hirsch putting up a really good fight there. Gives up the room, allows him to get by him since he is in a different class, faster vehicle. Clean overtake there. Also, if you off of Falafel, why would you need a sponge? Shouldn't you be asking for an umbrella or some windshield wipers? Just saying. Especially for tonight. If you notice, Demontis Barques made a mistake and went a little wide. Eventually, the very next corner, he was able to correct that mistake and he used the speed to his advantage and get by Daniel Hirsch, as he has a little slide there. Demontis Barques has a little slide there. Heading back to the top in lap 24, we have Beachley and Chronotis. They're battling it out. Chronotis goes a little bit too wide. Pretty much allows Beachley to get by him. Pork chop in front. Doing his absolute best to defend against these two crazy fast drivers. Lap 26. Hornodas and Kodachuk and now get into a little tussle. Kodachuk coming back from dead last and putting up a really good fight. I believe Carnota's here was having tire degradation issues. Kodachuk not so much able to get by him. Lap 25 with the BMWs. You have Jeff Spangler and Kyle Hirsch battling it out. I believe this was for a P2 position in their class. Kyle Hirsch, and he's on the inside trying to defend this position. Looks like they got it a little bit of a touch there as Kyle Hirsch goes a little wide. Looks like he got a little squirrely. Good fight right there. Good battles. Daniel Hirsch and McComber also getting into a little battle here. Daniel Hirsch on the outside tries to hold off McComber, but McComber gets the inside and pushes his braking distance to the absolute limit. Closes the door on Daniel Hirsch, does not allow a switchback to occur. Very good move by McComber. And your race winner, and he was not alone. He had company right behind him, gunning for that P1 spot. Race winner is Dr. Porkchop here. Beachley in P2, Kodachuk P3. So it was really cool driving. Really good racing that night. We have our drivers out on the track, so give me a quick moment and I will you have the BMWs up. Watch them perform their laps this time. Well, at least a lot earlier than before. Use me. It's looking like we have what is this? Just a couple of BMWs? No one else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 BMWs out. Interesting. Well, we're paying attention to Abergiana, our current BMW leader for the class. If I recall correctly, he has 235 points. The next closest driver, I believe, have 5 points. Not far behind. He's going to have to push as hard as he can here and hope for the best. As we have their I don't have car noises. What happened? That's what I was. Okay. We have a couple laps out by Boogie Water and Kyle Hirsch. A 223 and a 219. Interesting enough, last week. Ooh. Vienna goes a little wide there. This track is plenty fun in the dries. I could only imagine how hard it would be in the wets, especially in the BMWs. Like it must feel like a boat and not a very good maneuverable boat. We have Boogie Watt putting in the first a clean lap. He has a 2:13.392. 392. Pretty fast. Our Hirsch now setting his lap. Jump from these guys, or from Abergina, and check out Boogie Watt. 410 up. His Kyle Hirsch is currently setting another purple sector. Oh. Good off-road. That's to be expected though. Drivers are pushing as much as possible here. Trying to squeeze out as much time or much speed and grip out of the BMWs here. What moves out of the way. Hopefully that didn't hinder Kyle Hirsch's ideal line. As he's spot on, nearly spot on his overall pace. I'm gonna go a little positive. And I'm jinxing it. Okay. At least he has a really good Sector 2, setting a 53.187 in Sector 2, so highest for the BMWs at least. GT4s are going to come in and then smash these paces, so you know, it is what it is. I would be racing, but OG Fortnite is out and the OG squad is on. No comment, bro. But you know what? I respect it, you know. Old crew, Fortnite memories there. Ooh. I agree, Dr. Parcho. Hirsch Daniel Hirsch, sorry. Putting down a sweet lap there as Boogie Watt go a little bit wide in turn 1. Daniel Hirsch putting down a 210. And driving even faster. Up in the passenger seat with this guy here. Only 4 tenths of it's almost a half second. It was a half second. Drop it down very quick. I don't know if I'm jinxing these drivers or what, but let's see if he can hold on to this at a really nice pace. Well, we still have Albert Gienna to set up a lap. Might be struggling here though. Might not like the wet as the wet and Kyle. Probably doesn't like that mixing with BMWs as much as these three. I'm expecting I was gonna say a lot of. There's not going to be a lot of overtaking in the BMWs, I would say, consistently, as there are so many more GT4s there. As Albert Gienna, oh my Daniel Hirsch goes way wide there. Luckily, Oliva almost come to a complete stop and ruin his car. Again, here though, there he is. 207.827. Holy smokes, is that extremely fast compared to the rest of the group. Well, there's only 4 of them, so there's only 4 people to compare it currently, as it's hitting the 10-minute mark. So the BMWs, this would be their last lap if they haven't crossed. They have. Because now we have the GT4s out and about, ready to put some good laps out. You see, I think this is Hanley, who is he was. Better post some good Fortnite dubs, because if you don't, everybody here in 5F5R is going to be a little bit disappointed. I'm just saying. Regina 2/10 up on his pace. He's looking to set up a new personal best. Daniel Hirsch also up on his pace, as well as Kyle Hirsch. Kyle Hirsch making a huge improvement. The whole Regina going a little bit positive. Was gonna say negative. He will be improving his time by 1/10 of a second. Too fast was lap by him. We're gonna check out Daniel Hirsch here. Kyle Hirsch having a little accident. Where is he? Oh, already in the pit. Daniel needs to hurry up, because he's got the GT4 closing the gap really quickly. It's also interesting to note that Daniel Hirsch is setting up this pace with a slightly damaged BMW. Practicing for future wrecks, I guess. In the wet. Crosses the finish line, sets up a 2:09.660. Guarantees him a spot, at least for now, in P2. And now Alex Hansen crosses the start finish line, as well as everyone else behind him. Belichick, Beachley. We're gonna follow Hansen here since he's first in line. Or I believe he's first in line. We're gonna see how he does. What kind of lap times down. He already has purple sectors for sector 2 and sector 3, so you know this is gonna be fast. Funny seeing all the every driver's currently negative base, where it shows it as negative here. Red meaning they're driving slower, but glitches be glitching. So, yeah. Kerbal and Kodachuk putting out really fast laps here, while Hansen figures out his ideal setup for the car. Kerbal currently in P1 with a 201 and 192, Beachley P2, Kodachuk P3, Kyle Busch P4. Bark is putting up a time. He is a smack dab in between the BMWs in P8. As Jacob Myrie slams himself between Yana and Daniel Hirsch. He's a P7. Bernardo's crossing the line, P4. Ford Chop, P6. 206. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot to grab livery, so these might not be updated. We're going to cross the finish line with an even faster time. He's going to be dropping into the 2-minute flat, nearly 2-minute flat area. 2-minute .922. That is fast. Easily. What a chuck. Right behind him currently, and also behind him in terms of a qualifying pace. Kailami, 2.85 miles long, 4.58 kilometers long. That's a total of 16 corners. The ideal setup for better weather conditions would be medium downforce and medium to hard suspension. Since it's now raining and very wet, these conditions are actually going to change. It's more like all the downforce and potentially keeping the medium to hard suspension. I would err a little bit more towards the medium suspension, to be honest, here on this track. The action areas returns 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 13, and 16. Basically almost the entire track is a key action area. Wild. Areas we're gonna keep close eyes on because exciting things happen around those corners. Neil Kerbal lowering his personal best by a tiny amount, 2:00.775. Alex Hansen putting down a faster time now. He's at a 2:01.720. A little under a second of Neil Kerbal. And his Kodachuk keeping up very close behind. He has P3, 2:02.077. Gonna check on Mike Dobbs here, see how he does. In the passenger seat with him. So far, improving his overall lap time is nice to see here. It says pork chop is enhanced and is also insanely fast. They're 16 seconds above their pace or 32 seconds above their pace. I don't believe that one bit. But we will go to DeMontis Vargas here, who is 2.5 seconds above his current pace, which is a substantial improvement here. Love to see it. Hopefully he can keep that pace as he's gonna head into the final corner here. And he does. He actually makes more of an improvement. Landing him in P12 with a 207.117. We have a stacked grid here. Who else is who's left on track? Here. Final driver on track. He's 1 second up on his pace. Potentially more. Oh, what a terrible corner. Oh, that's gonna eat up. It's gonna be eating him up on the inside. He ends up in 6th though. P6 with a 203.170. So not bad. You'll notice here we have Kyalami B-roll in the daytime. That is because I know I had some rain footage. I just did not find it. Try to match the I try to match whatever race condition would be like here, but it is what it is. Our drivers are out on the field. And we are going to go through the grid quickly because we got 20 people to go through. Although I do think this is a full formation lap. Might have like a ton of time. Nonetheless, Neil Kerbal, P1. Alex Hansen, P2. Yep. Dennis Kodachek, P3. I like how the rain is locked to the side, like his mirror is giving him some. Never mind, you know. I'll keep it to myself. P4, Justin Beachley. P5, Kyle Busch. And by the way, I have a livery idea for him. I'm gonna try to make it and throw it his way for next season. Hopefully he uses it. Dennis, sorry, Professor Kodachek. Alright. I need sleep. Professor Chronotis. Rockin' Team Swifty here. P6. Zach Manriquez. P7. Dr. Porkchop. He's in P8. Right behind him, we have Jacob Myrie, P9. An old friend of mine is in P10, Alan Arvalo. It's it's cool seeing him back, but it's also funny that or kind of humorous that he'll end up joining us in what's going to be a really tough track conditions. You would think he'd like to join us in situations where he's not going to be blinded by other drivers like this. Wet weather driving not going to be the greatest in terms of visibility. Nonetheless, a Mike Dobbs, E11. Montes Parkes, P12. Albert Guiana, P13. Also leading the BMWs this race. And leading the BMWs in overall points. So will he hold on to that? Oh, who knows? And Daniel Hirsch, P14. Kyle Hirsch, P15. Boogie Watt, P16. We have more BMWs out on the track. Let's go. Todd Murphy, P17. Jeff Spangler, P18. Noah McComber, P19. And rounding us off in P20 is Joshua Worley. I don't know what those 3 drivers' lap times will be. 4 drivers, including Todd Murphy. Since they didn't put lap times down. But if we're going to base what the race is going to be like, it's looking like Neil Kerbal is going to pretty much run away unless Alex Hansen and Dennis Kodachuk can stop him lap 1.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Green light is out. We are going to go to a helicopter view to see if any action happens here. So far, oh no, we do. It's a bit of a scramble here, as I believe that was Beachley. What's Beachley? We're gonna go back to the top here, to the middle of the grid. See what ends up happening. See, that was Kyle Hirsch and Beachley. Hang it. So far, it's looking like everybody else is holding their own. Up here, we have Barkis and Dobbs fighting it out. Is going a little bit wide. Beachley coming back, and who is that? That's McComber. Looks like him and Porkchop got into a little bit of an potential. Well, investigate that. We have a little bit of time. But as I mentioned, Kerbal, my goodness, is already pulling from the pack. He's 2 seconds. Kodachuk gaining a position on Hansen early on in the race. Gonna go back to Barkis here. Our cameraman can focus correctly. Him and Dobbs get into a contact, and everyone else is scrambling to avoid in the wet. Marcus and Hirsch going side by side in a corner that you do not want to be side by side in. It's kind of dicey there, but Marcus being there is allowing Albergiana to get some advantage here and potentially make moves. Daniel Hirsch here. We're gonna keep a helicopter view here since the BMWs and the GT4s are getting a mix up here. There's going to be overtakes left and right, especially when people go a little bit wide. Beachley is caught in the center of both these two drivers. Two Fords, one BMW. BMW is gonna get overtaken. Beachley goes hard and late on the brakes, able to overtake Todd Murphy. What a move! Right behind him, we have Dobbs trying to overtake Daniel Hershey. Battle for track positioning, not necessarily a battle for overall placement in their respective classes. And we get a move up in the front that we just missed. We had Barkis get overtaken by Beach here. Will Barkis respond is the real question here. We have a battle up in the front with Chronotis that we're going to go ahead and check out, as Chronotis looked like he was gonna have the drive out. Instead follows right behind Hansen. He's 2 tenths off his pace. We have Gianna, battling it out with Mike Dobbs still. It is extremely wet out. More than I actually thought it would be. It was gonna be a light drizzle, not a huge downpour. I'm going to assume the track conditions are absolutely flooded. In fact, I can actually check to see here. And I'm not going to lie to you. On my UI here, it is absolutely lying to me. It says it's clear. So I don't get that. Chronotis though, putting on the pressure on Hansen. Will he crack? Is the real question then. Alex Hansen's fairly consistent. I'm trying to get too focused on. Notice me. Not quite sure how Chronotis is able to see though, since this is his view from the passenger seat. You want to stay behind the driver as much as possible, but if you do that, you're going to be blinded by that driver as much as possible. That's the downside of wet weather racing. As he steps out, we're going to check out our helicopter view, see if he makes a move hard and late on the brakes, and then gets the inside, but not able to stay in front. Chronotis able to secure the move. At least for now, they're still technically side by side. Battling it out here. Alex Hansen on the outside for the next corner. Fernando's on the inside, so one is gonna be more late on the break. That is Cronotis. What a move. He goes a little bit wide, gets into the grass, luckily did not spin out, especially in the wet. That is some crazy bravery there. We're gonna stick with these two. The couple, mainly with Sienna and Mike Dobbs, I believe. They're still battling it out. It's nice to note that Kyle Hirsch is currently leading our BMWs here. He's in P12 overall for the track, but he's P1 in this array, the BMWs. There's still 52 minutes left on track though, so I don't want to jinx it, but it's still way too early to call it. The time or the night is young, daytime is young since it's raining here. We have a potential accident, Daniel Hurd. It says it was marked, but he is pretty much fine. Still, holy smokes, battling it out with Mike Dobbs there. As Dobbs is able to run away and get away from her. Hirsch able to overtake Gianna. Gianna is battling it out with Dobbs. That means Gianna is losing overall ground here. Jump into the middle of the GT4s here with Alan Aravala, who has a Justin Beachley gunning for him. The battle for P8. Beachley pretty much able to see almost nothing. And in fact, if we can pull up his view, his POV, this is exactly what he is seeing. I'm at a loss of words here. How do you even see through that? Where do you judge your brake markers? You just have to just know the track and yeah. You definitely want that cleaner as he's getting really close, potentially going to initiate a move here. They touch. Allen goes a little bit wide, manages to hold on and not go into the grass. What a move by Beachley. What a brave move. Unfortunate for Allen. Couldn't close the door in time. Didn't see him. Didn't think he would probably go out that wide. As he goes out very wide there. Beachley goes out wide. We're gonna go down and check out Gianna here, who's battling it out. Daniel Hirsch. Already have overtakes left and right, but Gianna's still fighting for this position here. As Hirsch is forced to go and take the wider line, but the faster line out of those corners. Go side by side into this corner. Dangerous corner here. You do not want to touch that bump on the inside. We also have Jeff Spangler trying to get involved into this battle. There's no shot they're going to try to go 3 wide into the next corner as Jeff Spangler is getting the draft behind Gianna, is going to potentially force Daniel Hirsch to think about what his next move is going to be here in turn 1. All 3 hard on the brakes. Hirsch on the inside of both drivers, holding on. Jeff Spangler and Hirsch now battling it out, and Hirsch has went way deeper and way better into that corner than I expected. He got that position Took it away from Just Spangler. Good fight. Very good defending by Gianna there. Absolutely fought tooth and nail for the spot. Potentially going to catch up to Kyle Hirsch. Who honestly is not that Kyle Hirsch ahead of them 2 seconds. Have his work for the rest of the race. Rest of the 47-minute race. My God, is Gianna closing in on that? Is closing. We need to check out his vehicle. Is he running NOS under that? Because he just closed that gap so quickly. West 2 seconds is now within a second in just a couple corners here. We have a battle for P1 in the BMWs here. P13 overall in the track. And as well as behind them, we have a battle between Jeff Spangler and Daniel Hirsch. Both these two drivers and checking out. So far, Hirsch is still defending against Spangler. Daniel Hirsch, Arigiana trying to attack, and Daniel goes a little bit wide. This is Spangler's opportunity, and he does seize that opportunity. Able to overtake. Unfortunate for Daniel Hirsch there. Healthy battle with Alex Hansen real quick. Putting on the pressure on Chronotis. We're also going to keep an eye on Kyle Hirsch and Gianna here, who Gianna just managed to overtake him. We just missed the move happen. I'm gonna beat myself up for missing that moment. And it's looking like the bleeding is not going to be stopped, as Kyle Hirsch is now losing even more positions. Of Spangler able to overtake him. And now Daniel Hirsch is coming for the throat. Potentially to push Hirsch out of the way. Decides to stay behind him and live to fight another day. BMWs are fighting it out tooth and nail. Everyone is just within enormous reach of each other. Everyone's keeping each other honest. No one's able to fully break away as of yet. I don't recall if Hansen or, but the battle is still raging on between them. It's cooling off at this current moment. They're 1.3 ahead of each other, or apart from each other. A yellow and a white flag on. That was about. We have a pit from Zach Manriquez. Starting quite early. Probably gonna try an undercut strategy. Daniel Hirsch taking out Kyle Hirsch there. Oh, how brutal. These two are gonna fight it out in real life, I bet. As Daniel Hirsch gives up that position, I want to take it like that. Just the smallest of love taps, especially since it's so flat. As you see, everyone just flips up, potentially cause you to smack into the wall with this one. Well, now it is a cool down. Start investigating some accident. What exactly went down? Next closest for notice. Not sure if anything will come up about it anytime soon. So based off that, see what this one was about. Between Boogie Watt and okay, a little touch there. Nothing too bad. Yeah. The big accident that we had in turn one though, I will load that up real quick. That was like that happened here. Currently viewing the replay right. Homer on the outside and now inside for the Boogie Watt right next. Oh, he just. Oh well, what a shit replay marker there, timer. Not so shit as we got brought back into the moment between Alex Hansen and Granados. McComber was going a little bit too wide there. Or not wide, sorry. He was going a little bit too deep there. And to avoid crashes, avoid incidents. Good on him. For him to take himself out. Potentially is what I'm assuming because the replay cut off. Battle is cool enough. Seconds apart from each other. The closest a battle of as of this moment is friggin' and Jeff Spank. Holding on to one BMWs in the race and in overall point. Jeff Spank trying to take that away. And surprisingly, Joshua Worley is moving up on the ranks. He's currently P3 overall for in the track for the Jeff Spangler moving up at 5 total positions. Yeah, start of the race. Gained 5 positions overall, which is very nice. Quite a surprise. watching Jeff Spangler get utterly beaten down by the mist and the rain. How anyone is able to see through that is beyond me. Battle of yet. Everyone else is settling. Back. I'm gonna be just like last time. And once everyone decides it's a lot of new battles, and then it's gonna die down again until the very end. The fatigue and tires and everything comes into play. I have you here and you need to be tamed. I have dad jokes. Both dark humor and nice humor. Regular humor, I guess. We won't go too dark though, because can't get it. Can't get bad. Jeff Spangler here goes way wide and loses out on a bunch of time. Falls back roughly seconds now between Vienna. Pork Chop currently in the pits. In fact, let's bring up the pit stop rotation here. Start showing it for 5 seconds. Who exactly go to their pits. Show that into the UI here. Cycle the data for you guys to actually see what's happening live. What are 100 rabbits hopping backwards called? This is so. And the corny and cringe meter is gonna go through the roof once you get this. They are called a receding hairline. Jeff Spangler still 1.8 seconds behind Gianna. Both of them driving fairly consistent, to be honest. Their personal best nearly identical to each other. Their overall last lap also very close to each other. Both are running 2:05s around this track, this type of weather. You know, Kerbo has the fastest lap of the night right now. The 158.570. Dennis Kodachuk running a 159.7. So way faster than Wally. Ronaldo is currently in P3, nearly a 2-minute lap time, and Alex Hansen is running one high 150, but he's in P4, making a couple more mistakes compared to Chronotis, which is why he's so far. Well, I can't even say far behind because he's not that far. He's roughly 4 seconds behind Chronotis. Still keeping especially during these weather conditions, as now we have Jacob. Looks okay. Car does not look that great. Park is also having a white flag. Mike Dobbs also having a white flag being waved at him. Boogie Watt also being having a white flag. Oh, he went off road. Oh, sorry, with the blue flag. Oh, he's not having basically a bit wide now. Car is decently damaged. Look at its own arrow at least. I'm gonna check out his POV and see if he has any suspension damage. Doesn't appear so. So that's good news at least. It's up to him whether he decides to pit now or pit later. Currently has 0 registered pits. And I do believe pit stops are mandatory tonight. Everyone has to be held up for 25 seconds. You do not need to take tires here, although you can choose to do so. Kyle Busch battling it out once again with Zachman, as these two like to fight it out every time they up on track, as Kyle Busch is flashing Zach, trying to get his attention away from the road, potentially force him to make a mistake and open up the door just a. That's all you need here in Kyle mate. Manriquez has a way cleaner exit there. Or appears to have a cleaner exit compared to Kyle Busch. In the background we have Spangler getting close to Abergena. And a small little grid shake up here as Alan Arvalo is now currently in P3. Hernandez and Hansen are currently in the pits. An overall gain of 7 positions by Alan Arvalo here. That is a literal boat by Alami. He's driving that boat very well. Messed up. I didn't capture the moment between Bush and Manriquez. He's gonna hate me for that. I am. I'm gonna keep the camera pointed to him though. That'll happen here. I will try to humor you though, Kyle Bush, so you're not so mad at me for missing the moment, and give you a joke here. A girl from the furniture shop keeps calling me. You wanna know why, my dude? It's cause all I wanted was a one night stand. Get it? We're gonna point the camera to Albert Guiana and Jeff Spangler. They're getting a very close to battling it out and potentially taking the future. Before we go there though, take a sneak peek at what's going on with here. His car looks a little bit. I honestly don't recall where that came from or how that happened. Hopefully it was nothing as we see in the background Alan Arvalo rejoining the track after completing his pit. He's currently now in P11. As soon as he manages to overtake Guiana and Spangler, which will happen to W's, and he GT4, he's going to be in P9, trying to climb the ranks and eventually potentially battle with Zach Manriquez there. That might be a tall order to pass though, with 25 minutes left. Zach being roughly a lot of seconds ahead. What happened to Guiana though? We half caught it on camera, half didn't. How unfortunate. Jeff Spangler able to easily overtake him because of that crucial mistake. The current leader for the BMWs is Jeff Spangler. Albert Ginn now in P2. We do have a little bit of time. The next closest battle, Todd Murphy. We are gonna. Anything happens. These two. We're gonna go and check out what happened to Guiana there and how that happened. Over here on the sidelines, we had a stop and go penalty that got cleared by number 55. Who is that? That's by Chico Myrie. Oh, that sucks. And Murphy, there are. Was gonna say nothing was gonna happen, but good thing I didn't move away as Pork Chop is making moves on Murphy after Murphy. A little bit too. Takes past the inside, gets hit from behind by Murphy, unfortunately. Goes around him, but is almost getting in the way of our BMWs here. Luckily, Daniel Hirsch able to get around him. Murphy waits there and allows Pork Chop to get in front. That Fortunate. Pork chop now able to over Daniel Hirsch. Murphy potentially try to follow to stay within a doctor there. Right now we have plenty of time to investigate it. Let's check out the yellow flag with Albert Guiana here. We're loading it up. What happened to our P driver for the goes in a fair a little too aggressive there. Slipping in the painted track. A little bit too much throttle there. As Murphy and Porkchop still battling it out. Murphy not giving up the position so easily. He's remaining fairly close behind. 8/10 of a second to be. We have a future take between Mike Dobbs and Noah McComber. We'll keep my eyes on. 1 second from him. The Montes Barca is also fairly close to Mike Dobbs. So yeah, a small little battle between them two. Especially as they approach traffic ahead of them. Give a couple of our drivers some airtime here, as we have Neo Kerbal and like our designated shark here, just swimming through the water like it's not even affecting him. Just a casual time. We're gonna jump from him though and check out the battle between Murphy and Chronotis. Myri also joining in on that. Losing out on some crucial speed. Pork Chop still remaining out in front. Battle for P9 is on. As Myri loses control just a tad bit there. Near the apex of the corner there, so not the best spot to be parked in. Ends up going way far back, but at least now he can have a better view when he can actually rejoin the track. Nice, successful rejoin is what we love to see here. Let this battle sim as never mind. Porch up goes way wide. These two are nearly side by side. Another touch there, bro. Um, I'm unsure of what happened there. He did give Porchop a little tap there, but it was nothing. Hopping on track. I don't know if that was a problem with his or something happening. Quite usual and quite unfortunate because now he's dropped really far behind Dr. Porkchop because of that one incident of 8 seconds away from him. Oh no, sorry, excuse me. Uh, what is this? Hey, he's roughly 10 seconds, give or take. Like, I don't believe we'll have enough time to catch up and potentially fight. Neil Kerbal, though, P1 here, barring any other potential disastrous mistakes here. Well, he can even have one big disastrous mistake where he just goes extremely wide and slows himself down by a lot. He is 43 seconds ahead of Dennis, who is in P. So his lead is substantial. Uh, Fantastic driving, Leo. Rock hard. Now Dennis Kodachuk, though, approaching Pork Chop. We're taking Pork Chop. He's currently in Pork Chop in P9. Kodachuk not doing too bad himself. He's in P2. I don't know what else to say. It'll be cool to see him catch up to Kerbal, especially in Battle, but at least for now, out of the picture. He does have Chronotis here, who is not too far behind him, roughly 6 seconds. So he's definitely being Kodachuk on. Can barely make him out ahead. Right in front of him. So Chronotis, I'm honest, Kodachuk can't afford to make a major mistake, because then Chronotis will definitely take that position without hesitation. Hansen in P4, keeping Professor Chronotis in check. The 3 seconds, roughly 3 seconds between him and Chronotis. All the top guys, they're all keeping each other honest. As Justin Beachley is roughly 6.5 seconds from Alex Hansen, so no mistakes can be made from any of these guys. Now, if Beach makes a major enough mistake, then Kyle Busch will be knocking on his door, trying to claim a P5 and get into that top 5 spot. Speaking of Busch, here he is, P6 in the boat. Behind him, quite a ways away, is Zach Manriquez. 13 seconds between him and Kyle Busch. And Arvalo doing a fantastic job of racing here tonight with us, especially in these flooded conditions and driving that big boat. Glad to see him back along with us. He's currently in P8. No one really around him. It's looking like he was whittling away the lap times on Zach Manriquez, but I'm not entirely too sure doing that fast enough. But from him and Zach, he is 14. Oh no, excuse me, 28 seconds. And from him and Porkchop, it is 42 seconds. So, barring any other mistakes, Porkchop is looking like he might be claiming holding on to Alan Orva. Basically, what we see in the leaderboard now is what the order is going to be finishing in. Not taking into account the current battles that we have between Mike Dobbs and Nakomer and Mike Dobbs and Myrie. This pork chop goes a little bit wide, has a little bit of a squirrely moment coming out of turn 3 there. 4, sorry. We will go to Jacob Myrie though, who's making moves. On Dobbs here, he has the inside line. Had the inside line. No, will have the to overtake him as Mike Dobbs. I don't remember where I left off, but we will be going to Jeff Spangler, who is currently finishing us off in P. Running us up. A little bit too wide there. Man, I should just stop jinxing my. Because I was gonna say he's doing pretty well for himself as he goes off road and then goes off road. Still holding on P10 though, so not too shabby there. A Todd Murphy right behind him. Not literally, but what's the? It's kind of literally a track placement, but nonetheless, Murphy in P11. No one really around him. Middle of the pack. Albergiana in P12, P2, roughly 20 seconds from Jeff Spangler. Quite a, especially 7 minutes left on track. Barring any other mistakes, it's looking like Albergiana will be well for P the BMW. No, McComber is going to be securing a P13, 3 in the BMWs, barring any other mistakes, and we have a slow. But it's starting to look like a cruise or a practice session, I guess, with the no battle situation. Quite honestly, a first. Haven't had a no one gets in battle or a second battle here like this. Just goes to show that the rain is the great equalizer here, really pushing everybody to their limit, to their limits of getting comfortable. Now, what I've also been noticing though is every driver here has an improved personal best compared to their quad. At least from what I remember, everyone is getting more comfortable, getting faster and faster, which is always very nice. Anyways, continuing on with the list. We have Mike Dobbs, P14, catching up to McComber at this current time, and not a battle for class, but a battle for track positioning here. We have Dr. Porkchop with a yellow flag. Lamontes Park is also with a yellow flag. Daniel Hirsch able to get by him. We're gonna check what happened to Porkchop here. Doesn't look too badly beat up. Does have a little bit of arrow damage though. Mike Dobbs getting close to McComber, but still so far away. Right behind them, you have Zach Menendez trying to get through him. Dobbs moves out of the way, getting flag, and also we have Neil Kerbal be lapping him very soon. But couldn't honestly afford to just drive and take it easy these next couple laps if he really wants to. Which, with how much of a distance he has, I wouldn't even blame him for doing so. No, but he does manage to get the overtake. Bookie Watt with a yellow, and he's crashed in front. Where is he? A turn 8? Uh, Luckily, everyone's able to maneuver and get around him. Zach Manriquez being also having a blue flag being waved at him. Boogie Watt might be a little bit too damaged to continue driving here. Unfortunately, having a blue flag that being waved at him since he has Joshua Worley behind him, now overtaking him or nearly overtaking him. What's going on? There was a little bit of contact between them two. Oh, he probably. I don't think he'll be able to drive to the pits. I think he's yeah, too much damage there, unfortunately.
Alright, man. The leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
And who can really blame him as wet weather driving is, especially during these flooded conditions or what appears to be flooded to me as well, at least, quite difficult. Um, can be too hard on the throttle, can be too hard on the brakes. You just have to aggressively but quickly get on both of those options. It's the fine line of balancing traction. Setup also plays a key part in this, but if you don't have the wet weather touch, really ruin your race. I've been there and have done that. I learned the hard way. Could only get better. Good route time as we will check out what's up with Zach here. In the greatest spot, I'm gonna be honest. He, oh my god, as that was really narrowly missing Zach Manriquez. Yes, quite a substantial amount of damage. Luckily, though, this is the final lap for Neil Kerbal. I do believe Zach is going to have to cross the start finish line at one more time, or I think all of our drivers do that one more time. Neil is so far ahead, it's honestly hard to tell.
The leader has finished the race.
Yeah, so Neo finished. I'm unsure if it where the rest of our drivers are at in terms of that positioning. Got a small little battle here between Daniel Hirsch and Jacob Myrie here that we caught a brief glimpse of. Looking like our drivers are gonna have to go around once more. Noah McComber, Mike Dubs, Joshua Worley, Daniel Hirsch, they all finished. Jacob Myrie finished. Demontis Barkers finished. So they're crossing the finish. So there's that. But congratulations. We have a lot of time available on our hands to Neo Kerbal here, who's attempting to do some nice donuts here. A big old circles. Top tier driving by this guy. Congrats to Dennis Kodachuk who got P2. And Professor P3. Alex Hansen crossing the finish line in P4. Justin Beachley is going to cross in very soon. Got P5. Dr. Porkchop crossing behind him. He has P9 as I don't know if that was accidental or just playful. They make a little bit of contact there. Kyle Busch crossing in P6 as he's getting wild and out of control. Zach Manriquez P7, Alan Arvalo in P8. And who is left on track? We have Albert Guiana, our final driver on track. Oh. What a night. If you give me a moment, I will do some quick interview. If anyone decides to. Chill night. Rainy. The wet weather affecting a lot of our drivers more. Excuse me, more than I thought. I'm gonna be honest. I thought it was gonna be a lot closer. Maybe I had too much of a high hopes. But then again, I like more or less the water. I like driving in the rain. More than most, at least. So yeah, congratulations to Neil Kerbal there, getting P1. We love to see it. In the GT4s, we have Neil Kerbal in P1, Dennis Kodachuk in P2, and Professor Carnotis in P3. Those are our top three. Finishing us off in the BMWs, we have Jeff Spangler in P1, Albert Guiana in P2, and Noah McComber in P3. We have some notable incidents. Turn 1 or lap 1, we had a couple crashes that will probably get the stewards talking. I know that's for sure, since I do believe we're trying to crack down on at least a lap 1 incidents, and we had a few, so I don't know if warnings are going to be dished out or whatnot, but stay tuned for that. At least that'll shake up the grid a little bit. I don't know if it'll affect it enough if they get like a couple of 5-second penalties here and there, since everyone was so split apart, but you know, who knows. I guess it'll be a good time to call it here. I don't think anyone's joining for tonight, which is quite alright. Instead, we can do the closing sequence here. Yo, give me a moment to bring all that up. Cheers for the commentary for the race. Oh man, thank you, man. It was a little rough tonight. I'm gonna be quite honest, but I appreciate. Congrats on at least getting P11 for the track. And where did you end up in the GT4? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And you finished top 10 GT4, so there's that. You know, congrats on that. Praise Neil. Congrats on that W there. That was a top tier driving. Glad you had a great time. We love it. Well, this is our website. That's 5firacing.com. You put that in the URL. That's 5, the number 5, firacing.com, and hit enter. And it'll take you to this page. From here, you can visit or try to click on every little thing, from YouTube to Discord to Twitch to Instagram, the sim grid, which is going in right now. Our next event for the GT4s, I believe, will be our final race. It will be in Barcelona. And I do believe in Thursday, if I'll check the Founders League, we are going to be racing in Barcelona tonight. This Thursday, we are going to be 60 minutes in Barcelona. And then we're going to go into a dual sprint in Nürburgring, the rescheduled dual sprint. You love Barcelona? I wish I can say that. Barcelona's cool. We'll just leave it at that. I'm glad you're gonna love Barcelona at least, so you'll have an amazing time here, I hope. But please, if you're interested in joining the leagues, we still have a couple of spots here in the, even though it's gonna be late, doesn't matter, you can join and race with us. Plenty of spots in the GT4s M2s and a little bit of spots left in the Founders League. So if you got time to race, go ahead and join us and check us out there. See what's happening around here. I'll hope to see you guys next week, and hope you guys have a good rest of your night, rest of your day, rest of your evening, wherever you are. I know I am going to be calling it a night very soon, as I am very tired. I'll definitely see you later, Todd Murphy. Good night, guys.
Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop. I'm stuck in a loop. Baby, I'm calling for you, and I'm stuck in a loop.